Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Demi and this is the channel where you make money out from your passion and create the life that you really love. Today, I'm going to show you my conventional and digital equipments in graphic design, and I will explain to you why I chose them. Okay, so let's not take this any longer. Let's start with the conventional ones. So let's start with the pencils, my favorite thing in the world. I like pens and pencils ever since I was a kid. So I have two of them. I have this one, lead pencil, and a mechanical pencil. Actually, both has lead, so technically both are lead pencils, but I rarely use them already because I now have a tablet, which I'll be showing to you later. But in case I want to sketch something, I just want to put my ideas down on paper, which is usually what I have been doing for the past 2 years. It has just been recently that I started drafting on a tablet, but I will still be using this for sure. If I have, some strokes and some flourishes that I cannot get on the tablet, I would definitely use these both still. So this one is for shading and this one is for the sketching. This one is used for the outline as well. So if you're a graphic designer, probably already know the difference between the two and how to use these two, right? So I'm not going to tell you that. Also, best brands, Faber-Castell, and this one is Staedtler, of course. Two best pencils in the whole wide world. So that is why I chose them, of course. I always go with the quality. Back in the time when I still have my poverty consciousness, I wouldn't want quality pencils or quality equipments, etc. But now, amazing. They are completely of high quality, both of these two. So next is I have tons of Sharpie pencils, not pencils, but markers. So I had this for a long time already. The reason why I wanted to have these is when I have ideas that I just want to color, I cannot really make use of them because I don't have a scanner, so technically I wouldn't be able to use them for digital art. But if I just want to color some stuff, then Sharpie's the best way to go. I mean, there are some things that I do on my sketch pad that I need some coloring, but it's kind of like a waste of time because you can actually color them on Photoshop and on Illustrator. So I rarely happen to use this for digital art. But again, if I want to, just unwind and use art for my tension releasing, then might as well use these Sharpies. And I'm planning to already give these away to my sister because my sister's also an artist. She's 10 years old, going 10, and she has been requesting this for a long time. But we'll see how it goes because I'm still learning the whole tablet thing. So I don't really know if I'm going to completely give up the conventional way of doing things. And I have just a very simple sketch pad. Well, it's just 24 sheets. Acid-free paper. Yeah, pretty simple. I don't really take too much time on choosing on sketch pads. I mean, that's a lie, but I rarely spend so much time on sketch pads. Yeah, more than I do on the coloring materials and the pencils and stuff. So those are my conventional ones. I have a Sharpie, I have Faber-Castell, mechanical pencil, and an regular lead pencil, which is a Staedtler. Now let's go to my digital ones. Let's start with the laptop that I'm using. You probably are already familiar of this one. So I have a MacBook Pro 13-inch without a touch bar. Now why did I not choose the one with the touch bar? Because I am very used to the keyboard shortcuts on Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. So I'm very used to the keyboard shortcuts, so I would definitely rarely use the touch bar if I have it. So I felt like it was only a waste of money to just spend a couple of $1,000 for a touch bar, right? Which you wouldn't really be using, so I didn't see the use of it. Bad Mom's Christmas. Sorry, I was supposed to watch Netflix. Oh, this is actually Fox Plus. So anyway, the reason why I chose MacBook Pro instead of MacBook Air is because the specs of MacBook Pro are very compatible for designers. Okay, and this is, by the way, my very first MacBook, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go back. My boyfriend always says that when you go Mac, you never go back, and probably that's a really good saying, because before this I had a Lenovo IdeaPad 100, which incredibly sucked. It cannot process multiple apps at a time, so it's not really good at multitasking, which is something that this Mac has been doing a lot for me, especially that I'm using very, very heavy softwares like Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, ScreenFlow, all that kind of things, which I will be discussing also in a little bit. So I actually just chose the MacBook Pro with 128 gigabytes, I think. So very low memory, and I regretted it later on because I realized that I had my Premiere Pro, which is really the main Adobe app that really gets a lot of memory, especially the PROJ formats. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but the files that Premiere Pro is creating are really, really heavy. And so I just recently bought a backup storage, which is Seagate. By the way, this is a Seagate. Of course it's red, because you probably know by now that my favorite color is red, purple, and pink. So this is a 1 terabyte Seagate storage, external hard drive, and it goes pretty well with my MacBook, and I have used Time Machine for it. For those who are not familiar, that's a backup thing on Mac. So that one. And because MacBook Pro has a USB-C port, it doesn't have USB-C cord like this one. Both my tablet and my external hard drive has a USB-A, I think. That's what it's called. So I have 2 dongles. Dongles is what it's called by Apple, but yeah, it's an adapter thing. So I have here 2 adapters, which is ProMate and Silvertech. So I have individual one just for 1 port, and this one has 3. Okay, 3 and memory card slots. So that one, I have been using it for a long time, but I'm having a little bit of trouble because when I put this thing on, this one connected to my MacBook Pro, the internet connection doesn't work. So there's something wrong with this. But with this one, it's totally fine, totally perfect, everything's working. But I'm pretty sure that it's because it's not Apple compatible. Yeah, but it's been working for me for a while, except with the internet connection. So if I'm using the ProMate one, then I cannot use the internet at all. So after that, you already are familiar with my XP Pen tablet. I made an honest unboxing and review in my previous videos, and if you haven't watched that yet, which is, by the way, my most viewed video in this channel, I'll link it in the description and in the boards, flying, whatever thing over there, above or that way, I don't know. Okay, so that one, what else do I have? Okay, so apart from those things, you probably are wondering the video equipments that I'm using. I'll create a separate video for that, but just for today, I am actually using a Saramonic lapel mic, which is connected to my phone right now, and my phone is Huawei GR3 2017, pretty old version, and I'm not planning to update really soon because it's been working really fine for me. I mean, except for the quality, because I have to increase the sharpness and change the color and the brightness and the color balance in Adobe Premiere Pro for these videos, but they have been working really well, so I don't feel the need to update or anything, okay? Except if there's something that's going to happen with my phone, which I would not wish, okay? Okay, now let's go to softwares. You probably know by now that I'm an Adobe junkie. I have just recently heard of Medibang Paint Pro, which one of the people in the XP Pen review commented if he or she asked if the XP Pen tablet works well with Medibang Paint Pro, and I was like, what is Medibang Paint Pro? So I have no clue what that is. I'm a very Adobe fan. Almost all of my apps are Adobe except for the recorder, which is ScreenFlow usually, but now that Mac OS Mojave already has its own screen recorder, which is really great. So that one. I usually use Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator for a lot of my things. Now I'm trying to switch between Photoshop and Adobe, although each has a very distinct usage and function. I am slowly shifting to Illustrator because I have realized that it's very flexible. Everything's very easy, and when you are doing revisions for other people, if you have client work as a graphic designer, it is a little bit harder to do the revision on Photoshop than it is on Illustrator, because Illustrator does only one click everything almost. So which is pretty cool. For my videos, I am editing with Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm recording it. I'm screencasting on ScreenFlow. So those are my essentials. So another software that you can use if you want to do screencast videos is OBS. OBS is actually an acronym, but OBS is a free software, free for everyone regardless if you're Mac or if you're Windows, because ScreenFlow is only for Mac. So if you are either Windows or Mac and you want a free screencasting software, then OBS is the right one for you. Although it's not very user-friendly, but it's really great. You can have it streamed on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and all those kinds of things. Right? So I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have questions and suggestions and violent reactions, then put them in the comment section. That's what the comment section is for. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.